Today on Broward Teen News, we're at Stoneman Douglas High School to learn all about our Eagles. Stay tuned to see how these students are helping their environment. These future stars are pursuing their dreams, and young journalists are telling important stories. Now here's Ohm at the Parkland Library, where a seminar has recently been held to help teens improve social and communal skills within the city.
The Parkland Library is home to community service and educational activities, promoting the welfare of Parkland and its future. One such activity, coordinated by Kaylee and Massachusetts, teaches the improvement of social skills to any individual for work, family, or other reasons, improving people and the public surrounding them.
The name of the program tonight was Social Skills. Don't leave home without them, because as we know, social skills are very important for both your personal and professional life. And so what I do is I have created modules on helping tweens, teens, and adults on tweaking their social skills so that they are able to really connect with themselves, connect with other people, which will bring them a lot of success in both their personal and professional lives.
Mrs. Massachusetts' seminar was very moral and helpful to the attendees ranging from teens to adults, struggling with school, family, work, and other stress. One such example was Matt, who learned a lot from the seminar.
Well, I learned a lot more about myself, actually. And I've always been good at social issues and being nice and neat with people, but I've also had I would say I developed how to become an introvert rather than an extrovert. So that's kind of the area that I went off on, I guess you would say, in regards to how I can be a little bit more myself. Well, there's a lot of things I believe the community can do. It's pretty much putting down your cell phones, getting off the TV, get off the couch, go out and visit your local, places that are doing events. You have the fairs, and you have just different things like art shows. I'm a Tamarack person, so Tamarack has different art shows, and then also Fort Lauderdale has different art shows. And this helps, I guess you would say, a community awareness, because you get to see, living in South Florida, you get to see a lot of different kinds of people, and that, I believe, helps the community.
The Parkland Library continues their events and services, enforcing the community to come together and improve and prosper the city of Parkland around them.
The Parkland Library has many social meetings and gatherings, but one particular program by Kaylee Massachusetts teaches individuals how to better themselves and their community. Now back to you in the studio.
Marjories Garden is an ecologically friendly project started by the students and teachers of Stoneman Douglas High School. Now, let's see what Brittany dug up on this venture.
Marjories Garden, located at Stoneman Douglas High School, has created a unique way for students to get involved while also helping the environment.
At Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, many of the portables were being removed from the school's property. With portables being removed, it left open grassland. This open space allowed for an idea to be created among a few individual students. The idea was to use the land for an environmental initiative by building a garden. With many passionate students, there are teachers behind the scenes supporting them through the process.
Well, the purpose of the garden is to be a STEAM project: science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. We want to incorporate a cross-curriculum type project that gets a lot of different teachers involved, therefore gets a lot of different students involved. And we just wanted to start something like that at Douglas, and Mr. Thompson was I think, foresighted enough to say, let's set aside some land for a project like that.
The progression of this garden will continue to aid in educational purposes as it is built.
To have, the beds for planting normal crops. I'm focused on the hydroponics and possibly aquaponics. That's going to go here in what we call phase 2. And then we have the shade house that's going to be able to bring revenue. We're hoping that it's going to bring revenue from plants and things like that. We have a lot of different goals.
As of now, the students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School have already begun building the structure of the garden and planting many flowers, while also paving their way to success with an entryway started.
Well, I think the project will benefit Stoneman Douglas in a lot of ways. I mean, I think it's something that's important to this community. I think that it will give kids a lot of just hands-on work I mean, it's something new. We're starting something new. There's an excitement in the air about it, and I think that always benefits a school. It's kind of like a school spirit thing, especially the fact that the students, it's a student-led project. And that's one of my favorite parts about it, is that the kids are making decisions and they're out here, getting their hands dirty and working hard, and so there's something special about that. They really have ownership in the project.
For example, we have our box gardens which we're growing, which we're building, and that we will use to help science teachers, for example, grow plants and experiment with different types of plants. We have our shade house, which you can see behind us, and that we will use to focus on the business curriculum. How can we profit from the plants that we are growing? And we really envision this garden to sort of serve every club and every teacher that we have here at the school if possible.
What makes just another regular school program so large and prosperous? Daniel takes a closer look at MSD's Deca program to find out what makes them the successful family we know them to be.
Deca is one of the largest high school programs that is known for its competitions and school events. What is it that makes students so enthusiastic to learn about business and finances? Let's find out. Our school's Deca advisors and an officer explain the benefits of joining the program and how it prepares them for the future.
So I think it's a good idea for many students to get the curriculum that we teach in our Deca co-curricular classes. Every single one of them are going to go to, or many of our students go to college, and they need to have some financial literacy.
I think the concepts are really important for students to learn in high school, but I think what the real advantage Deca provides them is they get the real world experience.
So other courses, they provide a strong foundation. However, really bridges that gap between a student and someone in the business world is the skills that we teach in Deca.
Not only does this program provide great educational benefits, it also has created a strong and dedicated family in Marjory Stoneman Douglas.
The community as a whole, it gives students an opportunity, like even in their freshman year, when you're coming from middle school to high school and you actually are part of something that's large with so many different people and cultures, it gives them an opportunity to make friends right from the bat, in case maybe they're going to a new area and they don't have any friends, so they're suddenly part of a group of over 600 students that they all share some common things. So I think that's really important. And then as they go through it, they're actually taking a more of leadership roles where they're able to extend some of those leadership abilities.
Okay, so the Deca community is not just about Stoneman Douglas, but we have a strong Florida Deca presence, and our Broward County Deca community is really strong. We're the #1 district in the state, and so we all help each other because the success of each one of our Deca chapters helps the success of not only for our chapters but for the state and therefore the international Deca community.
Well, I think that the Deca community it is really a network of leaders. It's a network of people who have different ideas about different things, about different ways to conduct, business, about different ways to do financial analysis, and really that network of different people bouncing ideas off of each other, collaborating with each other in order to create a good final product.
My name is Dale Quiver, reporting for WMSD News. Now back to Delaney.
While Deca builds careers in business, this convention takes a more literal approach. Let's see what's building up with Construction Career Day.
Many students are interested in construction, but not all schools give the students the programs that they need. Construction Career Day allows students to further their interest in construction. Students who attended Construction Career Day at the Bergeron Rodeo Grounds this year were given a one-of-a-kind opportunity to experience hands-on field training from an authentic, functioning construction site. Activities they were allowed to participate in included work zone safety exercises, construction learning labs, reinforcing steel, as well as much more.
I find this to be an excellent opportunity to expose our students, both from Broward and students from Dade, Palm Beach, to a career path in the construction field. And today, I guess definitely there's a focus on bridges and roads.
To be able to learn about all the different opportunities that are out there. I think there's a lot of careers that many of our students have never really even thought about, let alone consider exploring on their own, and this is an opportunity to really have hands-on.
The room was divided into a variety of learning labs, each focusing on a different area of construction.
Now some of the learning labs that you see here are chocolate asphalt and concrete cookies and all these things that are very hands-on, tying rebar,
driving compactors, operating equipment, doing interviews. Everything is very hands-on, and that makes it more interesting for the kids.
Every year, students who participate in Construction Career Day, held at Bergeron Rodeo Grounds in Davie, are given the one-of-a-kind opportunity to learn the essentials of construction building from a hands-on perspective. By learning these skills on a real functioning construction site, students develop a real understanding of the hard work and efforts that goes into the field of construction.
The purpose of Construction Career Day is to show high school and technical school students the variety of career choices that are out there in our industry.
Exposing kids to this industry, sometimes they don't know that this industry even exists, and you can get into this industry young, right after high school. You don't want to go to college, and you can actually create a career and earn a lot of money in the construction field.
And now back to the studio.
Last year, Stoneman Douglas's baseball team took themselves all the way to state championships, earning the title of Best in the Nation. Now, let's see how these Eagles are living up to their name.
Last year, MSD Baseball won the state championships, something that's never been done before in Douglas history, and even became one of the top teams in the country. This year, the team is working hard and relentlessly for the best season. With the chemistry of last year's seniors, MSD Baseball was able to bring a state and national championship to the nest.
Our goal was to win the states, and then when we won the states, the national championship came with it, and it was like the best feeling in the world for us as coaches. And for the program and for the school, it's like the best thing in the world. And for the kids, it's a lifelong memory that they'll always have. It's sometimes it's a one-in-a-lifetime experience. You never really get to experience it all the time. So when you do get that chance, you have to enjoy the whole ride and everything. So we're working hard this year so we can get back there again. But it's going to take a really lot of hard work to get back to that point. It's not as easy as everybody might think it is,
With the bar set high, Eagles Baseball looks to break new frontiers and strive to have a season like last year. Now, after 12 seniors have graduated, MSD Baseball trains the new underclassmen and seniors rigorously and intensely.
Winning nationals last year was one of the best feelings ever. We all were really ecstatic, especially because this is the first major boys sport in the school that won state and nationals, and we were super excited, super happy, and just overwhelmed. It was awesome. Normally during regular practice, we work 2 or 3 hours every day. We also go to the gym. Right now, we're going like 3 times a week. We'll be in the gym for an hour or two. And we're just working hard all the time, working hard, trying to win games, trying to repeat what we did last year, and that's what we got to do.
With the sweat and work each player puts in through every day of practice, MSD Baseball strives for another great season. Reporting for WMSD News, I'm Chokshi, signing off.
Douglas Drama is one of our school's most beloved additions, teaching students how to pursue their dreams in theater.
For years, Douglas has been churning out the best and brightest, most recently with notable star Anthony Rizzo. But just because you're still at the school doesn't mean you can't accomplish something. Today, I'm here to talk to you about Douglas's theatrical world and what it truly means to be a part of Troop 4879.
I'll get it! That's a star! Well, I don't need you, Miss Broadway star!
The drama department is, the main goal is to support and nurture the creative process. Drama is not just about the actor on stage, it's about the performers' combination with their talents, with the people that are behind the scenes. All the things that go into producing a show is not just the actual performance.
This program has taught me so much about, it's let me learn about being a better performer and being a better person as far as communicating with others.
I have so much fun. I get to express myself and become a whole bunch of different characters.
Ever since I was like 2 years old, I've been on stage performing, either dancing, singing, or acting really. And it's when I came into high school, I actually went to a different high school and I transferred here sophomore year so that I can get a better education for theater because they have such an amazing theater program here at Stoneman Douglas.
I joined drama because I started getting into theater things when I was a little kid, and it's always been a passion of mine, so I wanted to continue with that.
To some here at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High Drama Department, 4879 is just a number, but to others, it's an identity.
4879 is basically the number school that we are that joined the International Thespian Society. We're the 4,879th school all across the world, so there's like schools in China even that have a troop number. So yeah, that number represents Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School's drama program.
So when we go to perform at competitions like districts and states, we say we represent Troop 4879 so that the judges and everyone in the room will know that we are from Marjory Stoneman Douglas, or we are from that troop and we represent that.
CAPIs, districts, and states give drama students a chance to meet other schools and join in on workshops not only for their pieces, but for their future.
We write reviews on them and we get published. It's called the CAPIs program. All of South Florida schools, or at least most of the schools in South Florida, are a part of that, and it's just really inspirational to see other students like me, other people my age, be involved in something so great.
I'm looking forward to our district competition, which is coming up this weekend, and probably going to states and seeing all the amazing things that other schools do.
Really cool to do the Cappy show because you always want to, be awarded for whatever you do, and it's really cool to have that opportunity to be judged by your peers.
Our drama team has been working hard to put on plays and will continue to wow us with more groundbreaking performances as the year progresses.
We just finished Carrie, which I thought was amazing with all the effects and all the real life problems that kids go through today. Next also is our one act, which is Horse Girls. Down the line in the spring, we're going to be producing Annie the musical, and we're so excited because we have a dog, and the dog's name is Sandy, and it's too good to be true because she's actually trained. So later in the spring, we'll be doing the Laramie Project.
With a full list of shows and awards galore, this troupe really has what it takes to be on the main stage. Back to you in the studio.
Not only has Douglas produced many musical theater stars, but it's also created an upcoming music producer, Oxelli.
It is exciting to meet people with musical talent in a high school environment. It takes talent and determination to keep up with school and your musical endeavors. Today, I meet up with one of these musical talents in Douglas High.
I'm Oxelli, and 2 years ago, I started producing electronic dance music.
After listening to a lot of electronic dance music, he decided to give it a try.
I just listened to a lot of my favorite music producers, and I thought to myself that it'd be pretty cool to make my own music. So that's what I did. I started producing my own music.
Right now, he's just enjoying the fun of producing, but there's a chance he could go big.
I just produce for fun. I'm not planning on making a career out of this, but you never know what future holds, so.
Oxelli is getting better every day, and I think he has potential to get signed by a label someday.
Oxelli has one ambitious goal that he constantly works towards.
He has always said that he would like to hear his own music on the radio.
One of my goals in music production has always been to get one of my tracks featured on a radio show.
Oxelli possesses a skill that many dream of. Hopefully, this skill can lead him to become an important producer in the musical industry. Reporting for WMSD News, I'm Joshua Alexandru, signing off.
Oxelli also produces a variety of videos, such as this PSA on pollution.
Littering. Over 75% of people have done it in the past 5 years. It's time to stand for what you stand on.
I recently went out to find more about Stoneman Douglas's newspaper. This is the Eagle Eye. Stoneman Douglas is home to a variety of successful programs, ranging from Eagle Regiment to Deca. Yet one of these organizations stands out from most. The Eagle Eye is a student-run newspaper that focuses on encouraging young journalists to find and tell important stories. The Eagle Eye is a school news publication that produces monthly magazines on topics relating to Stoneman Douglas and the surrounding communities. The students here manage to do all aspects of creating a story themselves, from taking the photos to writing it.
The goal of the Eagle Eye is to create a print news magazine and also an online publication so that the kids are getting both print skills and 21st century journalism skills because they're publishing online. And then they also use social media. They have an Instagram account that they do, Humans of MSD. And then they're tweeting out their story links. So we're trying to cover all the areas of journalism, print, online, social media, so that they're getting a wide variety of skills.
We spend a week, usually before we start writing, we all sit down and we brainstorm as much as possible. We write it all on our dry erase boards, so we have 33 students in the class, so we have like 100 ideas for things that we want to do, and usually whoever wants to write whatever takes the stories, and then we take the best written stories and we run them in the issue, and then everything else goes online.
The Eagle Eye is a publication loved by both students and teachers, with many avid readers across the school.
I like the Eagle Eye because it relates to a lot of news packages that are based around the students, and I think that's important because students need to feel involved with their school.
These young journalists have covered a variety of topics, including some that are rather controversial.
My favorite one last year is actually a story I wrote. We wrote about pro-hormones, students taking pro-hormones in the school, and yeah, that was fun. We've written about elections that maybe we probably shouldn't have covered the way that we did, but we've had some controversy, but that's the only way you get people to read. So
it's a good program for the students to have because it gets them involved in what's happening around them, events that are taking place now, and I think that makes them a more contributing member of society.
No matter the topic they're covering, the Eagle Eye is beneficial to both students and teachers alike.
My favourite part of the Eagle Eye is the human interest stories, and especially Humans of MSD, because I feel like, again, it gets down to what's happening with the students and the teachers and the staff members, and it kind of knits a tighter group and feel for the school, and it makes it a nice place to be.
The Douglas newspaper covers everything from fluff pieces to hard-hitting stories. They may face struggles, but these young journalists will never stop working. So keep an eye out for the next edition of the Eagle Eye. Now, back to the studio. The Eagle Regiment is widely acclaimed as one of our nation's best marching bands. Now, let's see the story on these aspiring musicians.
For most of us here at Douglas, the school year has just begun. But for a few determined Eagles, this nest has been their home for quite some time. This is our school's marching team. Every year, these dedicated students return to school weeks in advance just to get in some extra practice hours.
Marching bands have to start before school starts because of the amount of material that needs to be learned for our competition show. And in order to keep our rehearsal schedule down to just twice a week, and we generally practice just Tuesday, Thursday from 5 to 8, we have to get a lot done before school starts. Otherwise, we'd be having to practice every day and then Saturdays and so forth.
These extra hours, however, end up more than worth it, as our school marching band is notorious for winning countless competitions and earning prestigious awards.
What keeps me motivated and determined is the final product. This is my 4th year doing marching band, so I know what the final product is going to be in the end, which is performing at states and BOA.
We know that despite how tough it is, we know that once we put in so much effort and rehearse for so long, that the output just gets better and better the more we rehearse.
I mean, sometimes we all have those moments where we just want to stop, we just want to give up, but then again, it's that motivation that keeps us going no matter how rigorous it is.
Wishing this year's marching band the best of luck, I'm Ryan Deitch from WMSD News, signing off.
Well, that's all for Stoneman Douglas High School. I'm Delaney Tarr, and if you'd like to see more, follow us at WMSD TV on Twitter and Instagram. See you next time.